Ryan, you've been playing out in America. How have you found it out in the MLS so far?
It's been good. It's been obviously a different environment. Wanted to try something new, something that not normally people do at my age. I was kind of at that stage of my career where it was either another move to the championship, come back up the road, or try something different. And so far, I'm loving it. Yeah.
Lifestyle-wise, how big of change is that?
Yeah, well, there's not a lot of people from Dalkeith that end up in Los Angeles, so the first few weeks were tough getting used to the heat, but I signed at the same time as obviously Son signed, well, a couple of days apart, so I think the level and the standard that he sets in training obviously lifted it, and that meant I could kind of slide under the radar as well a little bit, so I quite liked it.
How do you feel you've developed so far now?
I think I've got a lot fitter playing in the heat, yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, no, listen, it's as I said, it's a different style of play. I think, yeah, I feel a lot fitter. I felt at the end of the season I was playing some good stuff, we were getting some good results, and unfortunately we got knocked out in the semi-finals on penalties, and I think it was a really close one. But no, it was a good first 6 months over there.
You mentioned Son there. You've got Hugo Lloris in there as well. What's it like playing with players like that?
Oh, it's incredible. Listen, these players have done everything in the game. To have a goalkeeper behind you that's won the World Cup, and I'm in 3.5, 4 years ago playing in the World Cup final. It's fantastic, and you'd always want to learn off these people. You think these people as well that the most impressed I've been with these people is that how good people they are off the park. Obviously they played a lot of their career in North London, so pretty similar to me, and no, they're good. They're good people. They're exactly how they come across, and it's different. But listen, these are world-class players.
They love Son all over the world, and obviously in South Korea as well. Have you felt that love that comes from his fan base, that wherever he goes, they go, sort of thing?
Yes, it's crazy. Honestly, every stadium or place we've been in America, could be from LA to New England, which is like 6 hours. Like there's 30, 40,000 Korean people there supporting Son, supporting us, and it's just different. Like that fan base is for, I don't know if it's just for South Korean players in general or just for him, but it's massive.
You've got Will Ferrell over there as one of the co-owners. What's that like as well? Because I know you've spoken to him.
Yeah, no, he's brilliant. Honestly, like he's obviously one of the co-owners of the football club, and you think someone that's that famous and that successful maybe wouldn't be too emotionally invested in the team, but he's always in and around the stadium, maybe the hotel before the game, on the pitch after the game, and at the start I couldn't really. I was kind of a little bit starstruck, so like all my favourite movies and stuff, but genuinely great guy, and just hilarious.
You're going to be coming up against Messi. I think you've already played against Thomas Muller again. Is that something to say a lot about the standard of the league, and does that put everyone else, you're able to bring out your A game because you're going to be playing against top players?
Yeah, listen, I was playing against Chucky Lozano, Miguel Almiron, Thomas Muller, coming up Messi, Suarez soon. So it's not as if, it's the league of the stereotype of the league 4 or 5 years ago. These are world-class players that can still play. And we've got Son who, at 32-year-old, could just be coming like into the peak of his career. And yeah, listen, the standard and the levels of the games are, extremely intense, and especially in that heat, it's no joke either.
You're in America. Scotland are going to America for the World Cup. How much of an ambition is that of yours to be in that squad for next season?
Oh, of course. I think, I've always said that, playing for your country is the absolute pinnacle. And it's always been my priority throughout my career. Ever since I got my first call up, ever since I got my first cap, singing that national anthem. There's just not a feeling like it in football. And it's like, it's hard to even explain it to someone. It's always going to be a goal for me. So hopefully I can just keep continuing the form that I had at the tail end of last season. Hopefully get some big performances in until then. And, you never know.
Do you think playing in America will help you in some form?
I think I'll be used to the heat. I know like Scotland's a fantastic setup, and the team managers, that kind of run the group will have them well prepared. But yeah, the heat is intense, and I think playing against the South American lads a lot as well, could play in my favour. But listen, the lads have done fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and I'm just delighted for them.
You were so consistent during European Championship qualifying. How much do you feel now there's that competition in your area for trying to get into the squad?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, the gaffer switched to a back four, so which is, listen, it's obviously is again he's found ways to win games and qualify, and that's what he's done. He never takes the credit for it as well. He always gives it to the players, but I think it's about time someone gives him a little bit of credit as well.
You've been in a lot of squads since the Euros. You've only had 1 minute of football at the end of the Greece Nations League playoff first leg. How difficult has that been, trying to force your way back into the starting 11 for Scotland?
Yeah, listen, it was always going to be difficult after the Euros, but after the first few months of maybe feeling sorry for myself a little bit, that every training session, every gym session, every game, it's always been of like, how can I get back into that squad? How can I force my way back into that squad? And my mentality hasn't changed. Obviously disappointed to miss out on the squads beforehand, but completely understandable. And I never need an explanation for that. But yes, it's always my goal. It's always my drive to play for Scotland, because, as I said, it's the pinnacle, and there's no better feeling in football.
Is there a feeling of, given what happened at the Euros, you need to kind of put that aside, and this maybe is the drive? It's the World Cup to go and show what you can really do.
Yep, definitely. Listen, it's that's in the past now, and it's been a long time since then. I've played a lot of football matches since then. I've had a lot of time to reflect, to think, and to grow as a person, as a player. So, yeah, listen, I don't think it gets much better than a World Cup, and especially over in the USA.
Maybe not the learning curve you would have wanted, but you have to be better for the experience.
No, I think every negative in life comes with a positive. Every mistake comes with a learning curve, and listen, it's one of these things that happen in football, and it's it was always a difficult one to take, but me as a person, as a player, I've always had that drive and determination to bounce back from adversity, and I think I've done that pretty well with the performances that I've had in the last 6 months. But I just need to keep focusing on myself, keep working hard, and just try and do the best I can.
I remember Steve Clarke saying after the Cyprus game, it was one of his favourite moments of the game. Not you scoring your first goal for Scotland, but the tackle you made and the overall performance, making sure that Scotland got a clean sheet. What is he like then? Is he somebody that you feel you have to impress? Will he put the arm around you? Is it because we only see one side of him? What's he actually like to work with?
He's brilliant. Listen, he's someone that's he's always had faith in me. He's always stuck up for me when others haven't. I'd scored that game. I thought I had a pretty good game, but I think it was actually my mistake that led to the shot, but then I blocked it. So he came straight onto the park, gave me a slap in the head and said, "That was better than your goal, son." So listen, he's brilliant for me, and he's always been that one guy that's always been there for me throughout my career, and I'm due him a lot.
When you think Haiti, then Morocco, then Brazil, for every Scotland player, will that lift the level to make sure that you want to be in that squad when you know the teams that await Scotland at the World Cup?
Yeah, listen, of course, everybody's going to be in the same boat, everybody. But yeah, these games are, I say once in a lifetime, once in my lifetime, but obviously the last ones were Brazil and Morocco as well in previous years. But yeah, listen, all the lads' performances, all the lads' drive and determination from now on in. If it hasn't been there already, will certainly lift, and all I can do is try and put my face and my name back in there and do the best I can.